Good morning, dear students. In today's class, we shall read a beautiful poem by Robert Browning. The poem is My Last Duchess. My Last Duchess by Robert Browning. Do you know who is Robert Browning? Anyone? Okay, let me tell you. Robert Browning was a famous Victorian poet, and he was famous for writing dramatic monologue. What is dramatic monologue? Do you have any idea about dramatic monologue? Okay, dramatic monologue means Mono means what? Single. Like dialogue. When we say dialogue means conversation between two people, and monologue means only one speaker will be there. It's a form of writing where there is only one speaker and at least one listener. And throughout the story, the speaker will speak and the listener will listen to the speaker. They will or he will not talk. So, dramatic monologue means one speaker and at least one listener. Okay, it may be two, it may be a group of listeners. Okay, and Duchess, my last Duchess. Do you know who is Duchess? Anyone? Can you tell me? Okay, let me tell you. Duchess is the wife of Duke. Okay, Duke's wife is called Duchess. Duke is the ruler and his wife is called Duchess. And the original title of the poem was not My Last Duchess. It was Italy. It was Italy. That means the very title shows the poet's interest in Italian culture and history. Before reading the poem, we must know something about the poem. Actually, the poem is based on male dominance. What we will see in the poem, the Duke whose Duchess is dead. Okay, the Duke was the Duke of Ferrara, a city in Italy. He was a very dominant personality and he always wanted to dominate his wife, which he was unable to do. Okay, and it's not just a poem, it's an emotional outburst of a frustrated husband who was most probably unable to control his wife. That is why he got angry. Actually, the Duke was a very dominant personality, but the Duchess was just opposite to the Duke. She was frank, she was candid, she loved to mingle with all the people, okay, regardless of her class. Generally, at that time, the people belonging to the higher class or sophisticated people did not generally mix with the people of lower class. But the Duchess did not do so. That's why the Duke got angry with her. So let's start reading the poem. I think you all will enjoy reading the poem with me. My Last Duchess by Robert Browning. That's my last Duchess, painted on the wall, looking as if she were alive. I call that piece a wonder now. Fra Pandolf's hands work busily a day, and there she stands. The poem begins with a speech of the Duke. As I told you, in dramatic monologue, there is only one speaker and at least one listener. So in this poem, the speaker is the Duke. What he says? He says, that's my last Duchess painted on the wall. That means a painting is hanging on the wall and showing the painting. He says, that's my last Duchess. That means my last wife who is dead. And how is the painting? Looking as if she were alive. The painting is so lively, so gorgeous, so beautiful that it seems the lady in the painting is alive. She is not dead. As if she were alive. Can you tell me when we use she were? When we use were with singular subject? Anyone? Okay, let me tell you. We use were with she, I, he in subjunctive mode. Subjunctive mood means unfulfilled desire or which is not going to happen. Like if I were a bird. Okay, so why did the Duke say she were? Because actually she is not alive. She is dead, but she looks alive. Okay, I call that piece a wonder. That piece refers to the painting. Okay, a wonder. Why does the Duke call it a wonder? Because the picture is wonderful, marvelous. Frau Pandolf's hands work busily a day, and there she stands. Who is the creator of the painting, or who is the painter? Frau Pandolf. Frau Pandolf is an imaginary name of a famous Italian painter who took only one day to complete the painting. Perhaps the Duke ordered him to do so. And there she stands. There she stands means the picture is hanging there and it's the final portrait. Will't please you sit and look at her? Now, from this line, we can understand that there is another person. That means the second person, whom the Duke addresses as you. Here, you is who? An envoy of a count. Actually, envoy means messenger or agent, and count means a ruler. The envoy of a count has come to the Duke to negotiate his marriage to the daughter of the count. Okay, so he says to the envoy, can't you sit and look at the picture? Be relaxed, sit and take your time and look at the picture to enjoy the beauty of the picture. Just see how beautiful the picture is. I said, Frau Pandolf, by design, for never arrayed strangers like you that pictured continents, the depth and passion of its earnest glance, but to myself they turn. Now, intentionally, he takes the name of Frau Pandolf again. Why? Perhaps because the painter is very famous. On the other hand, he is a man of pure heart. That means the painter is not only very famous but also a man of pure heart. Perhaps he didn't have any lust for woman. That's why he takes the name again. And he designed the painting, means the picture. For never rate strangers like you that pictured continents, the depth and passion of its earnest glance. But to myself they turned. When any stranger like you, like the envoy, look at the picture, they were unable to feel the exact essence of the picture. And looking at the picture, they have many questions in their mind. That's why they turn to the Duke to ask the question, but they dare not ask any question to the Duke because all are afraid of the Duke. That's why he says, but to myself they turn. They turn to me with questioning eyes. Since none put by the curtain, I have drawn for you but I. Now it shows the authority of the Duke, dominance of the Duke. He says, no one has the courage or authority to draw the curtain from the picture of the Duchess but I. I have the authority to do so. But everyone look at the Duke with questioning eyes, and the Duke understands it very well. And he says, and seemed as they would ask me if they durst mean dare, how such a glance came there. It seems they are trying to ask the Duke how such a attractive eyes can be created. What is the source of such glamorous eyes? They want to ask me. That means ask the Duke, but they dare not ask the question to the Duke. So, not the first are you to turn and ask thus. That means you are not the first one who is trying to ask me the question. I know it well that you are trying to ask me what is the source of such glamorous and attractive eyes. But you can't ask me due to fear. That's it, student. I think you all have enjoyed reading the poem. If you have any question regarding the poem, you can ask me. Anyone? Do you have any question? Okay, see you in the next class. Thank you. I haven't read the entire poem because in the demo class you will have only 3 to 5 minutes, and this time is not enough to read such a big poem, a long poem. So if you have any scope, that means if the interviewer asks you to read any poem you like, then just skip the poem because it's a long poem and it will take hours to give a proper explanation of this poem. Just try to choose short poems. Okay, but if the interviewers ask you to read this poem, then what will you do? You have to read it with explanation. That's why I have tried to show you how to read such a long poem within 3 to 5 minutes or 6 to 7 minutes. You will not have more than 5 or 6 minutes. Okay, then just give a short intro of the poem and start reading the poem with explanation. If you like the video, please subscribe to the channel and share the video with your friends. See you in the next class with a new topic. Thank you.